Welcome back, everyone. I hope everyone had a good Christmas, and this is probably the only video I'll do that'll actually mention it, just due to timing. I'm in the studio between Christmas and New Year's, and you probably noticed a few different things laying around. We're back to that modified NW700, and the reason for that is, as much as I like the pile, right now I'm recording internally to the Zcam E1, which means I need something that's XLR and I can send audio out natively. And although I'm still composing everything live in OBS so that I have two separate records, I've had some recent luck doing green screen in post, and I'm probably going to try and use that footage, which will be 4K 30 native, as opposed to either uploading in 1080 or scaling up the 1080 that OBS records, and that's what I get out of my camera. Which is why I've got a tablet on the bench that I can actually just turn off and set aside at this point, since that's what I used to trigger the. Oh, it's going to make part of my screen. We'll just set it over here. All right. And what we have is a big Amazon box. This is actually a piece of client hardware, so I won't have as much time to play with it as I would like. For this one, all right, and the exact model for this one is by Bimawen. I'm not familiar with them. However, it, unlike the Viotech P16, is a bit bigger. This is a 17.3 inch 2560 by 1440 monitor, still USB-C powered, still 60 hertz. We didn't go too far out of our way there. It's going to be used in an office environment, so it's not being used for portable gaming. And at 250 bucks, it filled a role that one of their employees had, which is that they're rarely at their desk and need a better monitor than the one that they have there, but it wasn't really a great investment to spend, 300 or 400 bucks on a 4K panel that they would only have there. And having seen me use the Viotech one, which there'll be a link to in the description, this one looked like a compelling option. It's a little bit bigger at 16 inches, or sorry, 17.3 inches, but should still be plenty portable. Oh my. That is far thicker than I anticipated. But overall, oh, hey look, there's the brand name, Bimawen. And they sent out this manual, and it looks like there's 4 variants that they sell, but they didn't actually check the manual for what they sent. They've got 1080p, 1440p in 17.3 and 15.6 inches for 4 different variants. Anyway, let's get a look at the screen itself. Alright. So that's bigger than the 15.3s that I'm familiar with already, but not egregiously so. Oh, that's beautiful. This monitor has a feature that I have wanted on a bunch of others. If you notice, there's a sticker here, and this sticker says, please note if the length of the screws corresponding to the holes exceeds 4 millimeters, the screen will be damaged. What that is for is, in this case, a VESA mount. It comes with VESA mounting capabilities, and that appears to be Visa 75, which isn't super common, but it's also not absurdly out there either. And other than that, we've got, and they're labeled, which I like, audio out, headphone jack, because it does do audio over USB-C, power delivery, Type-C, and then two ports that are just labeled HD. Those are HDMI. And it ships with, I think somebody shipped it with an extra cable. I've got two USB Type-C cables that should be good for power delivery or driving the monitor, one Type-A to Type-C cable, and one HDMI to mini HDMI cable, as well as a Type-C brick that is completely, there we go, 5 volt 3 amp, 9 volt 2.2, 12 volt 1.6. So this is a 20 watt power adapter. The manual is, I'm going to call it sufficient, but not great. And what I mean by that, and I wish I had set up the second camera here so that I could show you, is that some of the graphics are just kind of off a little bit. All the information's here, but like in the configuration of the product, it shows you some instructions, but then it's got the red box that they circled around it going through part of the text. So that tells me that whatever this was designed in, or whoever designed it, probably not what they normally do, or they're using software that maybe wasn't quite up to the task. But the manual is 8 pages, all English. They didn't include any other languages. There's a 24-hour support at Bimawen.vip. Not familiar with that top-level domain off the top of my head. Let's see, troubleshooting, warning, restrictions, we're not liable for indirect damage, things like that. Just normal CYA type stuff. Shows it being attached to a PC, a smartphone, a Nintendo Switch. They've got it attached to HDMI other models, and they show it attached to a camera. What I don't see is this product warranty is attached. The warranty period is for 1 year from date of purchase. Pretty typical, although I'm not sure how much stock I would put in that, just since I've never heard of the company. And to that end, there are other examples of this type of product in this price point. One that I'm particularly fond of, and I had pushed off to the side here, is Viotech's P16, which is one I use and carry with me every day, and it's just, it wasn't quite the right size, and I think it wasn't quite available either. So with that said, let's see. So this cover, I thought was magnetic. I think was attached like that. The magnets on this aren't, either I got this flipped over, or the magnets aren't as strong as I thought they were. It also came with another stand that appears to be magnetic. And I don't even think I saw this extra stand shown in the... Oh, this isn't magnetic. This is just a little portable tripod. Nifty, but not what I was hoping for here. Okay, so that goes there. And then I think that goes like that, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, not bad. Not 100% sure I folded that right. Where did I set the manual? Okay, so I didn't do that right. They show it being done like that, and then it does multiple positions. Okay, not bad. I'm not upset with that. Now, let's try the thing you're all waiting for me to do and plug it in. Doo-doo-doo. So I've got this Yoga I don't know, I think it's a 730, and I should be able to just plug this in like that. And there it goes. Well, it defaulted to mirroring. So we're going to extend it. All right. That's full brightness. That is 2560 by 1440. And let me check the advanced information. 59.95 hertz. So 60. Let's bring up which this may not look right just based on there we go. Just based on being on a second monitor, because I know the UFO test does tend to eat a little bit of all right. So, one thing I'll note is that I'm looking at this from behind the panel, effectively. This panel is rotated so the camera can see it, and I'm past 180 degrees from the screen for the most part. And the viewing angles on this are perfect. It's an IPS panel, and it looks exactly like it should. And I'm running it on one USB-C cable off this Yoga. Now, for 250 bucks, I don't like the case at all. I like the one that was included in the P16, far better design-wise. And it's thicker than it feels like it needs to be, but not dramatically so. And what I mean by that is that this is probably 3/8 of an inch thick compared to something like the P16, which is maybe 1/8 of an inch thinner all the way around. Like, even closed, this is not the same 3/8. If this is 3/8, if this is 3/8, this is a quarter, and I'll measure those and correct myself because I'm sure I'm off by some fraction. But it works perfectly. Now, is this a panel for everybody? No. For a lot of people, this size is going to be more portable. 15.6 is conveniently the same size as my laptop and fits in my briefcase across from my laptop. They both fit in a slot that's the same exact size. This wouldn't quite fit. Plenty of people with backpacks designed for larger gaming laptops, this would be a non-issue. Although those people would likely be more interested in some of the versions of this that I stumbled on when I was shopping that had, say, 144 hertz refresh rate, at 1080p as opposed to going for 1440p at 60 hertz. Uh, I unfortunately don't have time to run this through the color calibrator before handing it off to the client. At a quick glance, I would say that their color gamut claims of 100% sRGB are accurate, although it probably does need a calibration pass if you wanted to use it for any serious artwork. Um, if I do get a chance to test it, I will do a follow-up at some point. Unfortunately, I'm not going to promise that's going to happen because I fully anticipate handing this off and never seeing it again. Well, and never getting to play with it again. And this is going to someone who is going to use it at their desk, and then they're going to take it with them when they go to conference rooms, when they visit clients, when they go home and work. That's exactly what this is for. For the same price, I also bought at Micro Center some 4K Samsung panels for them last week. Um, they were like $230 each, 4K, 27-inch monitors with 90 watts of USB-C power delivery. That's a beautiful thing for an office monitor and a reasonable price for it. Obviously, the money in this is going to the portability as opposed to just making it better. And that's actually kind of a theme. There's lots of portable monitors like this that you can spend $400, $500, $600 for 4K and touch and internal batteries, which this doesn't have. But there's a bunch that you can do in these that is just going to cost more money than I think is necessarily a sane investment on them. $250 is probably the limit of what I would spend on a panel like this. And what I mean by that is, although it's going to survive multiple laptops, I know my P16 has, you're also not going to use it all the time. My P16, when I use it, is great, but spends 70% of its life in my briefcase just being a weight that I carry around with me. This one, although I anticipate it's probably going to get a higher ratio of use compared to that, is still not going to be on par with, say, a desk monitor that gets plugged into a laptop periodically. One thing I should do, since it does have sound, is yeah, I'm going to come to the same conclusion. Is that these sound okay. They're not my favorite speakers, but they're good enough. Especially some of the applications shown in this manual where you can use it to connect to like a PlayStation or say a Nintendo Switch. You're going to be happy enough listening to it, and it's got a headphone out, so it's going to give you the same audio stream you'd send to a TV. But it sounds like the kind of speakers that would be built into a mid to low range laptop or a cheap TV. And that's exactly what they are. There's just two little slots, one here and one here, for your stereo speakers. Nothing fancy going on, no screen vibration for a center channel. The big focus here is that it's a screen. And it does that well. Quick look at the accessories. The USB-C cables seem to work. They look relatively inexpensive. They're not particularly high grade as far as their coatings or anything. But if they carry enough data for this, they're fine. That's interesting. The cables appear to be about 4 foot long. At least for the HDMI. Let's check one of the USB-Cs. Yeah, about 4 feet long. And that's long enough for a lot of applications. The A to C is a weird inclusion, to be completely honest with you, since it doesn't actually have any included way to use this. I would have understood this inclusion if they included an older style power adapter, and maybe that's why it's here. Maybe they don't know what power adapter goes in the box. Also 4 foot. Um, but beyond that, it doesn't make a whole ton of sense. I wonder, is there an included? All it says is the Type C to the 2K monitor has two Type C to C cables. No, it does say it includes a USB to Type C, but it actually doesn't say that it includes the power adapter. Weird. I don't expect it to have the power adapter attached to it very often anyway. With that all said, as always, I'd like to thank Alextrix, who provides our opening and closing themes. I would like to thank anyone who helps support Pocketables, either by supporting us on Patreon or by using our Amazon affiliate links. It is support like that helps make videos like this possible. And I'd like to invite anyone who has any input or questions to do so in the comments below, or go ahead and join us on Discord. It is interaction like that helps us deliver the content that you, as the viewer, are interested in seeing. And finally, thank you for watching.